This is Josie from Steel Notes Magazine, and right now I'm interviewing Kevin Cuss, the guitar player from Sumatria. How you doing, Kevin?
How you doing?
They're in the studio today. And I heard you were just laying tracks. How'd that go?
Pretty good. Definitely different. I was laying some solo tracks down, so.
Yeah, we kind of heard you a little bit when we came in.
Yeah, the solos are a little bit tougher than rhythms because you got to really make sure everything is. I mean, everything's got to be where it needs to be, but the solos are, you know, a little more special because it's kind of like my voice in the band. So
Right,
I want to make
right.
sure everything's good.
Yeah, yeah. And so how's it been so far?
Pretty good. Yeah,
Yeah.
almost there.
Yeah?
Almost there.
Feeling comfortable in there yet?
Yeah, comfortable. A little more comfortable with the rhythms. I think a little more anxiety with the solos. I think it's a little more.
Yeah.
More into it with it, but that's all right.
Are you guys putting any distortion into the guitars?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
everything. I think we only have one little riff that's clean tone and it's underneath distortion.
Oh.
So
And everything, okay.
yeah, everything's pretty much distorted, but it was recommended to throw something in there, so we went with it, and it ended up being really good. So
Are you using what kind of amps? Tube amps or?
yeah, I'm using a Mesa Boogie dual rectifier to the dual rectifier cabinet,
Okay.
the same one at the show.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's I made some modifications to it though.
Oh, with modifications?
You know, usually those are Mesa Boogie's known for their real low end.
Okay.
And I think in this band, you know, to kind of, with Fernando being such a good bass player, it's important to kind of cut that low end out a little bit and focus a little bit more on the mid range of the guitar,
Right,
where it kind
right.
of lays in the track. And from what I hear so far, it sounds killer. The guitar tone and where the bass is in the mix and everything leveling out. And Eric is unbelievable on there.
Yeah,
He's a
I've been
really
hearing
good
that, so that's good, that's good.
So it's awesome.
Are you using any filters? Low pass filter?
No, I mean I'm pretty much, you know, just dry signal right through it.
Right.
You know, some effects here and there. A little bit of chorus on the one clean tone riff. And
On that one?
I use the wah pedal a little bit on
Yeah.
a couple solos that I use. I use the wah. I don't use it a ton, but I do have some solos where I use it.
Are you using a different guitar?
I have two guitars I've been tracking with. Both Jacksons, both Vs. One's a King V, and one is a Rhodes V. One's black with white bevels, and one's white with black bevels.
Oh,
I'm
that's
pretty big on the.
It's original. We like black and white, that's cool.
Yeah, I'm every car I ever have, black or white. Guitar,
Really?
black or white.
They said
Yeah,
don't
I
ever
just
buy a red
love-
car because cops pull red cars over
Oh,
most.
yeah?
Yeah, so that's good you picked
Well, that's not true in my younger days. I got pulled over a lot.
I think they just knew you, that's probably why. I don't like black and white because I always look dirty.
Yeah, black and white I love.
What did you play at the show?
I played the Rhodes.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's what I thought.
Yeah, a little different sound, but not too much.
Okay.
I got the EMG 8185 in there. The pickup set.
Okay. All right, so when you were playing in here, were you changing anything?
Not really.
And now I'm working under the assumption that you play your songs the same every time you play, but I'm sure you probably don't.
We, we tweaked some things, obviously, that just made the songs better.
As you were recording or prior to that?
Yeah, kind of as we were recording
Yeah.
some stuff. You just figure out what works, what doesn't work. Obviously what fits vocally, what fits melodically with the instruments. You figure out what sits good in the mix, and you just go with the best case scenario is to make the song better.
Right.
And what you heard at the show and what's happening now, I mean, I think the songs are just getting a kick in the ass. I mean, they're really,
Good.
really
I can't wait. Can't wait. Are you going to release something online? You put anything out there for free, or are you going to just wait and sell the disc?
I think we're gonna wait. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Once you get to this point, I would.
Yeah. I mean, it's been a long time coming for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm 35. I've
Right.
been trying to do this for so long. I haven't
But
found
now
the
you're
right
doing
people.
it, so who cares? Yeah. Good for you.
Yeah, better late than never.
And what do you bring to the mix? What's? I mean, and I don't mean. I mean besides your guitar playing, and I'm saying that only because I remember originally Vince said everybody comes from different backgrounds, has different things, and put it all together, and that's the Sumatria of it. So what do you got?
Oh,
you were recording at that time, so
I don't know. What do you guys think back there?
Well, he has the long hair. Oh no, so does Fernando, so that doesn't do
They
it.
call me Sunshine. So
Oh.
that's my nickname in the band.
Is it because you're always in a good mood?
It's
Usually.
because he reminds me of the kid that played Sunshine and Remember the Titans.
Remember the Titans? I know that movie. That's why my son became a Titans fan, but I don't remember Sunshine.
He was the blonde. He had the long blonde.
The blonde, of course. What am I thinking?
Played quarterback.
Well, you know, at least they're not calling it like Fabio or something.
A couple years ago, my hair was like down to here. My mom was like, "You look like Fabio. You need to cut your hair."
Thanks, Mom. Get out of my house if you don't cut your hair. So, why'd you start playing?
Oh man. I started playing when I first wanted to play guitar. All I wanted to be able to do was strum an acoustic guitar.
Right.
That was all I wanted to be
Yeah.
able to do. I didn't care about anything else. It was just, oh man, that sounds so good. I think like Stain. I started playing late in my life. Started playing at 20 years old.
Oh,
so
that
I'm
is late, yeah.
35, so 15 years old. Most people play when they're younger, so the
Right.
instrument kind of grows with them a little bit more.
Now
I
you
kinda
jumped
had
right
to-
in. Yeah.
Yeah, I had to start. So, but I made up for some lost time. I really got into it, but it wasn't until. You know, I was playing some chords and doing some things, but all acoustically. And then, actually, accidentally, one of my buddies, I played professional baseball
Okay.
for the Atlanta Braves.
You did?
Yeah,
That's kind of interesting.
yeah. And
I know a lot of musicians that were professional
Yeah.
players. That's interesting now. We'll have to do a feature on that.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
so my roommate actually was really into Hendrix. He was really into like more classical type music. I was like listening to like, I don't know. I always grew up with like Biggie and Tupac and like.
Oh, that's interesting.
You know, like some of that stuff. So I was
Wow.
like kind of into the rap a little bit more because my older brother was. And you always
Okay.
listen to what your brothers listen to.
Sure.
And they didn't really listen to the rock too much. You know, it was more just hip hop and R&B when it was what it was at the time.
I
was
remember
really,
when it was
really
good for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was really into that. And then I got into pro ball. I started listening. One of my buddies was just strumming. And I was like, oh, it's really cool. So I started kind of getting into some of like the, you know, like Stained had some cool thing. Like Outside was a big hit at that time.
Sure,
Just like
okay,
those
yeah.
4 chords.
I know, I can hear them.
That was like my goal to play those 4 chords. So I played them and I learned them like quick, like in a couple minutes. And my buddy was like, oh, what do you want to learn next? So we went and I bought a guitar. I bought an acoustic. But it wasn't until though I got released. And so, you know, you get released from professional baseball. It's basically like you get fired from your job.
Right.
And you're driving home and you're real emotional and all
Sure.
stuff. And he had left in my trunk, I have one of those like 6 CD cartridges.
Right.
And he had Master of Puppets, Ride the Lightning, and I don't know the other one. I think he had those 2, and he had like I think it was like a Slipknot CD or something like that. And I was all emotional driving home. I just listened to it. And I just remember hearing like the way the tone of the guitar in that kind of setting. Like I never heard that before. I
Right.
never really got into it, even though
Right.
Metallica at that point had been,
Sure.
you know, way past where they were in their prime. I mean, they're still good now, but you know, at that point, it was like those first 4 CDs, those first 5 CDs, they were gone. But 2 of those were in my truck, and I started getting into it, and I was like, holy shit! This
Wow,
shit-
what have I been missing?
this shit's blowing me away. Like,
Right,
it was
right.
crazy, but I thought like I'll never be able to play like that. I'll just enjoy listening to it. And then I got an electric guitar, and I started little by little like learn how to do things on the electric guitar. And then the next thing you know, it's like holy cow, I could start playing all these songs. And then
Right,
it was-
right.
And then it was branching out into other types of things. So
Interesting.
you know, like Metallica, but Maiden, and even like other stuff. I'm a big classic rock guy. I'm a big Rush fan.
Okay.
So I love
There's
Rush.
drummers who like Rush, but
Yeah, no, but I love Rush.
Yeah.
And I love, you know, some of those types of bands like that, some of the proggier type stuff. And we have some of those time changes and those switches where they kind of come and take the influence where it's like, whoa, we're going somewhere else. with
right.
this,
And
which metal
I
does,
and I
but
love that.
yeah,
I love
yeah.
that. That's just so interesting in music.
Yeah.
So that's cool. So
So
how
it's
long
pretty cool.
from when you started till you got into a band? Did you play before you were with these guys?
First band was Phobia that we put together with it was besides like jamming with friends and fucking around. It
Right,
was really
right,
nothing but Phobia was the band. We had another guy in there, but I was jamming. That's when I found Fernando. And we were writing some of the songs that actually are on the album now.
Oh, cool.
Just we gave him a kick in the ass once we
Right.
got the vocals and once we got Blair on drums.
Right, right.
You know, obviously the songs just turned into like a totally different thing.
Yeah.
But I think like some of those songs, like 3 of them, right, are on the record that are modifications of what we were jamming then. So it was worked out good when Fernando came back.
That's
He
cool.
kind of jumped right back in and knew the parts.
Right, right.
So it kind of helped the process of writing songs and you know, we were Vince and I were in Clairvoyant. It was a cover band. We played, you know, Maiden, Halloween, Priest,
That sounds
Metallica.
familiar. Okay.
We played some of that stuff. We didn't play that many shows. You know, the guys we were playing with were busy with their lives, and
Well, that's
and Vince was just like, dude, I want to go. I'm kind of done with the cover band thing.
Right.
You know, I don't know. Like, he's like, sorry, but I'm kind of done with it. And I was just like, I'm with you, man. I'm
Yeah,
all
let's
right.
go.
Like,
Right,
that's right.
yeah.
I'm all right.
and that's probably the toughest thing for the artist because you want to do this, but can you? Are you ready to? And I guess you
Yeah.
guys are ready to.
And everybody has to be on the same page. So when
Yeah.
we got there, Vince and I, we were so like, I would say him and I are very alike in our vision, in our forward thought process, where
Yeah.
we need to get like.
I noticed
we're
that the
here,
first time I met you guys because I
Yeah.
talked to you two first, and
Like,
I noticed that. Yeah.
We're here, and we can get here as long as everybody wants to go here, and we'll just go there. And
Right.
that's like all of a sudden now we got a full length album coming out.
Yeah.
It's like you just need everybody to click on all cylinders, and then
Well,
you
you
just
know,
go.
you know what I see with you guys, just like you said with the guitar, you get an idea and you just jump on it,
Yeah.
and you just go full force, and then if it doesn't work, you move out. But it looks like everything's been working so far.
Yeah, or if it didn't work when we came in, like little changes, you make it better, you
Right,
modify
right,
it.
you don't give
You're
up.
always trying to move forward, and you're always trying to serve. For me, I'm always just trying to serve the song.
Yeah.
Like we could do so many different things, but it's about capturing the energy for that, 4 or 5 minutes, or maybe 3 minutes. But our songs tend to be a little bit
Well,
more 4
yeah,
or 5,
right.
which is not too long, but it's not too short, which I
Right.
think is good too. But just capturing that vibe, capturing that moment, and serving it.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. So everything's moving the right way that you progressed, and you still have a day job, but you're waiting to not have one.
Oh my God, I got a lot. I do a lot of things.
Do you?
Yeah.
Always. Yeah. So we all do.
Yeah, I'm very busy.
All right. What else was I going to ask you? Oh, so did you say you did some of the writing of the songs?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, all the guitar stuff.
Okay.
Um,
And I didn't ask that. Does everybody write the songs? How do you do this? I mean, I know the word man over there.
Vince does all the lyrics.
Uh-huh.
Blair actually did write a song on this one.
Oh yeah.
Fernando, as a drummer, wrote a song, which is pretty cool. I mean, how many drummers you get to go in there and write songs? So he just wrote, he did the rhythm, and then I just matched the rhythm with the riff. So we did it that way.
That's
we did like reverse of how you would normally do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
It's pretty interesting.
So you
Our
wrote the
producer
song, did
thinks
you?
it's got a chance to be one of the better ones on the album.
Oh, good.
So
do you
it's
have
pretty
a favorite?
It's like which son is your favorite? Which kid
Like,
is
which kid's your favorite? Yeah, and I wondered
It's
about
almost
that.
impossible to do, but there are some that
my answer.
have their their place in my heart.
And is it because of what you do for it?
Yeah, or some of the songs maybe like that. If I wrote it, but I didn't write the lyrics, but I told Vince like, hey, this is about something in my life, and then it was pretty cool. And he captured the
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 feeling.
feeling and all
Right.
that stuff, and he's like, how'd I do it? I was like, dude, you killed it. Like that was perfect.
That's
So,
great. That's great.
I don't know. Flying High is one that is near and dear to me.
Mm-hmm.
It's very personal. Too Late, I really like a lot. I don't know. I mean, there's Symmetry has really come
And it
along.
has to be personal.
Yeah,
Music
it
is
is.
such a part of you. So you'd have to something that I have to feel in order to really love.
Yeah.
You guys have a single picked out from this one?
Not yet.
Okay, I thought you were going to say that
That's
too. You
the-
seem to like everybody seems to like all the songs, so there's not something that sticks out there.
Yeah, I don't know. Like we got to figure it out, and it's a tough choice, but
Mm-hmm.
it's got to obviously be something that can kind of lend itself. I mean, it's metal is metal. We feel like metal is it's gone in so many directions. It's
Yeah.
like there's so many death
Hybrids?
metal,
Yeah,
hardcore,
right.
thrashcore. I mean, there's so many subgenres of metal now.
Do you have a name for yours?
I mean, I think Fernando and I were talking about it last night. We feel like we're just freaking heavy metal.
That's damn fucking right.
Okay.
We're just heavy fucking
We're heavy metal.
Maybe that'll be the name of the
Damn
article.
right.
Like we're just heavy metal. Like I don't really know what else to call it. Like
Okay.
we
Yep.
have bits and pieces of everything. Like I love Iron Maiden and obviously like harmonies and stuff. Like ever since I heard Maiden, I was like, oh my god, I gotta learn how to do that. And
Right,
then,
right.
Me, I'm the kind of guy like I need to figure out how to do it, and then I'd figure out how to do it. Like that's how I am with it. Like I was like,
Are you like really smart?
I was with that with sports, so I was like, all right, I need to figure out how to like do things and like learn how. But I like to like really get into it and learn it and do all that stuff. So
Yeah, I think you guys are all really smart. I think that's why this is happening for you. So that's good. All right. Anything else you want to add for me? You said you did some chorusing.
Somewhat.
Chorusing, and the effects for the guitar. Did you say that?
Oh, I did a little course on the clean tone.
That's right.
A little bit of
That's right, I
wah
wrote that
but
down.
Everything right now that's in there is pretty much just the signal on the distortion channel. And that's about it.
Alright. I need anything else there? That's all I got.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Yep. Appreciate it. You remind me of my Aunt Roxanne.
Aunt Roxanne.
Yeah, you do. That was funny because my wife was at the show and she goes, oh, and I said, like, she reminds me of my Aunt Roxanne. We're driving home. And she said, my wife is Brazilian, so she's like, baby, she's like Aunt Roxanne. I said, oh, I said, I swear to God, I was thinking that.
Is she your loud, crazy aunt?
Huh?
My boss at my real job, her kids are afraid of me. That reminded me of their grandmother.
Yeah.